it's a rainy Saturday. This happened earlier. I missed to put the rubber grommet on. I warmed it up with the hairdryer and pushed it over the other end, and it went on really easily. So that was that. So now I'm going to put this on, fit it up with the cover on, and I'll be happy, because when I sit there and ride, everything will be symmetrical. And as someone who is self-diagnosed borderline spectrum, on the spectrum, purely because I like things to be neat and even and balanced, which probably just makes me normal, but I just, you know, I'm talking. Got the grommet cover thingy on. That's good. Happy Saturday. Hey kids, I'm going to make a small correction. In a video clip I did a while ago, I kept talking about valve seats, and obviously what I meant was valve guides. If we look at this, I should probably pull the valve out. The valve seat is this bit, the valve guide is that bit, the bit inside, which is the piece that I was fitting. So basically when you fit these, you have to hone out the bore using a hone, which is this thing, fit to my electric drill, dipped in trans fluid they recommend. And then what you do is, I'll try and do this, you put this in here and you do this. And you keep doing that until you get to the point where this happens. Hey, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful polished valve. But okay, now I've got to lap the valve in. And I should really have washed that out with something before I put it in. But anyway, you get the idea. So I'm going to clean this up. I'm trying to figure out what the clearance is. I think it needs to be a little bit more than what I've got, because that's quite tight. So I'll do that, and when I get it right, I'll turn the camera on again. Okay, so I've just run the hone through there one more time, and now it's just nice. And I've flushed it through with WD-40, so that's not got any grit in it or anything. So that's the inlet valve done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the inlet valve over here. And this is the exhaust valve. It's slightly smaller. Slightly smaller on the head, as you can see. Inlet, exhaust. And if I flip the head round, go this way, and I try and pop this in, no, it doesn't go. So I've got to do the hone again with this one. So let me just ATF this puppy up. There we go, loaded with ATF. I don't know why they say ATF, but that's what they recommend. We'll just slop you in there. Makes a very nice noise. And then we'll just do a little test run. Still no good. I'm going to turn the light back on. There we go. And back. Getting close, and the little stem piece, the little top of the stem, seems a smaller diameter, fractionally smaller than the main stem. So if the top goes in, I know I'm getting close. not quite. I'm going to keep going at this. You don't have to keep watching me. I'll keep going at this, and then when I've got it in, I'll turn the camera back on. Alright, so I've just done a bit, and I'm just going to try this in, and the tip goes in, but that's where it stops. So that's the very end of the valve has gone in, so like the first piece, and it's stopping up against this register, and I know I need to cut my fingernails, so because I've got like old crazy guy fingernails. It could be because I'm an old crazy guy, but let's just give it a quick another go. And I'm moving it backwards and forwards to kind of, you know, make sure the cutting surfaces are even. Oh, it's so close. So close. Right, so just wipe that. We'll give it a quick another go, and then a flush through with WD-40. Bit of wood there. Just to make sure there's no grip particles. A little bit on there. Nope. Gotta go. It's close. Close, but we're not going to force it. We're not going to push it real good. And I'm making a lovely sludgy mess on my surface plate. Yeah. Let's just clean that up a bit. Right. Get rid of that. Clean the ends, wipe the ends anyway. I think one of the forgotten things about motorcycle renovation is how many kitchen towels you get through. Don't underestimate the cost when you're budgeting for your rebuild. Alright, so I think I've got the inlet right. I'm just going to put a little bit of, I flushed it through with WD. I'll just put a little bit of oil on the stem. And this is the exhaust valve. I'm sorry if I said inlet. And well, that doesn't feel right. Hold on a minute. Which one's that? That is the inlet. I'm using the inlet valve. That's why it may not feel right. That's there you go. Just shows you both valves made to tolerance, and the inlet slightly smaller stem. So, right, exhaust. Nice. Do this guy. Inlet. Nice. Look at that. Next thing to check is that, man, they do get close together, don't they? That feels really good. Cool. So next thing to do is clean it up. Oops. Let's get you out. And you out. We'll put you there and there. Clean this up. Flush it out. I'll use a tub of gasoline again. Slosh gasoline around the place because, you know, why not? Try and get rid of all the crap and the grinding paste. Give it a quick blow through with brake cleaner. It's always good. Try not to get it in the eyes because it stings like a bastard. Don't ask me how I know. And you'd think I'd know by now not to do it, but I still do it, and I still get the occasional face wash. Then it will be lap the valves. I've got my valve lapping tool somewhere. I need to find it, or it's going to be a trip to the auto shop to buy a new one. But I think it's somewhere here. I've got some valve lapping paste. Actually, the valve lapping paste is right there. So, from when I did my T140, cunningly named, coarse and fine. I actually wrote it on the lid so I'd know which one was what. So I can do that. That'll be the next thing. Get the valves all lapped in. And in fact, what I should possibly do is do that. I'll give it a quick spray out first, lap them in, then clean it off. So I'll do that. Let me set myself up for valve lapping. So I couldn't find my valve lapper, but here is a valve lapper. It's a stick with a couple of suction cups on it. Unfortunately, one I bought doesn't really stick that well because the cups are a bit hard. It's going to prove me wrong. All right, that's pretty good. Hey, look at that. So I take it back. Advanced Auto Parts. So I'm just going to put a little bit of valve lapping jollop on the edge of the valve. Make sure, yeah, that's pretty good. And then put that in the seat. Hopefully, you can't see it that well. Let me just move it down. And then that happens. That's going to annoy me. Come on. Oop. Good time warming up with the hairdryer again. Yep, hairdryer time. Right, sorry about that short interlude. You'll notice now I've got this cup hot, it sticks really well. A little bit of... So what you do is you wiggle it backwards and forwards, pick it up, move it a little bit, wiggle it backwards and forwards, move it up, rotate it a little bit. And you're trying to get a nice, even, dull... When I say dull, it shouldn't be shiny. My bloody sticky cups come off again. Right, let's give it a wipe. Put the top on that just in case. So what I should see on the valve, which probably is not going to come out in the video at all, I know you can see there's a dull edge all the way around the valve, which is good. It's not shiny anymore, that's the mating surface. And then on the seat itself, and I really mean the seat this time, I should have a decent, put it that way, a matching grey line all the way around, which I do believe I do. I do declare that seems to be about good. So when you think it's good, in this game, I think it's worth doing it once more. So I will put a little bit more paste around the valve. Possibly a bit too much paste. I figured that I'd buy new stuff because I don't know how, this is old. I know it goes off, well it can't do, but if it's got some kind of oil in it that's evaporated, it's just going to be powder. So that's junk. I can't find my decent one of these. Let me just do this. See if that helps. Got any weird greasy slippery stuff that shouldn't be on there. Oh, that's better. The shininess is gone. Right, let's put that in there. You've got to be careful you don't get any of the compound in your valve. That doesn't sound nice. Just make sure. Just spray down there. WD-40 just to wash it down. If there's any grit in there, so we get grit in the valve guide. Much better. Come on, you bugger. There's got so much valve goop on now. It's bloody everywhere. The other way of doing this, of course, is just doing it from underneath. Holding the valve. Don't put an electric drill on the end of the valve. That doesn't help anybody. pop that off and get that to stick again. Hey Simon, we watched your video and you made a right fuck up of doing them valves, lad. And you're right, I did. Apologies to anybody from the north, that was my best northern accent. Actually it wasn't, it was a before. What am I stuck on? Ah, there we go. Right. Oh, you bastard. Gonna keep the hairdryer over here. Now it's nice and warm and pliable, it'll stick. At least it should do. Right, let's try that one. Partly because I'm pissed off that the sticky thing keeps coming off. A hairdryer, a very important part of any man's garage. Very useful for warming up carb rubbers, recalcitrant cable shrouds, anything rubbery. It's much better than doing it with boiling water, which I always think boils some of the oils out of the rubber. Trust me, I've done it. I mean, you know, we've all done the things that we say you shouldn't do, and the only reason we know not to do them is because we've done them ourselves. Man, I'm a sage. Full of sage advice today. Straight in the bin. Lovely. Right, so let's try that. That looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good, mate. Fair dinkum. I reckon we're gonna call that one done. So now, I'll spin it around and we'll do the other one. Come on. Which, there we go. Do that one. A little bit of oil down the guide. Just like last time. Yeah. So I'm foolishly, I've lapped the valves in, I think, enough. I haven't put the springs on the back, but I am going to add some, and I've put a spark plug, I'm just going to pour some gasoline in and see how much dribs out. So there's no springs on that. And see if it drops. Should really do a timer. I would instantly say that as they're just sitting there with their own weight, that's pretty damn good. But we'll put a timer on it. Oh, delete that. Let's see, timer. Go. So we're going to count down, set a timer for 10 minutes. I'll turn this back on at 10 minutes, we'll have a look. So I'm at 6 minutes and the levels come down about 1/4 inch, and I know this is a bit of an extreme test, but what's happening is there's gasoline dripping out the inlet, so this valve is the one that I should possibly have another little go at. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pull the gas back in here and then lap that one in again and try it again. Alright, so I may have cheated because I put the valve springs on. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to try my little gasoline test with the valve springs in, having lapped everything back again. We'll do the same thing, 10 minutes, and see if it leaks out. There we go. So let's start the timer. Hey Google, set me a timer for 10 minutes. Yeah, it probably didn't work. So timer, clock, timer, 10, go. Now if I was smart, what I'd do is I'd set the camera up for time lapse, but I'm not that smart. So I am going to turn you off and turn you back on again at 10 minutes. So I don't know whether you can still see that. You probably can't see actually looking up there, but you can just make out the gasoline sitting there in the top. And the timer says 48 seconds, 47, 46. I'm pretty sure we're going to say that's good enough. It has leaked a little, like a little bit, because it was flush with the top. And now if you look, it's gone down a fraction. But come on. It's way better than it was. Anyway, so that's it for today. I am going to now be a fully... There you go, that's a bit better. I'm going to try and be a fully functioning member of my family. That may not be so easy. Purely because I'll be thinking about this all the time. What's next? I want to put the head back. I want to put the head on, bolt it down. I've got the 2 extra studs by the valve chest, or the push rod tunnel, sorry. Oh, look at that. Boink. There we go. I would do those. I've got the brake shoes to put on in the back wheel, put the back wheel back in. I should probably put the mudguard in first, actually. That'd be a smart thing to do. Now I've cut that down. I have got a box of new studs and stuff from my friend Peter in New Hampshire. It's got all the nuts that are rounded. I've got some Triumph Bonneville nuts for the hard to get. I was going to pick that up, but I won't, because I'll cover myself with gasoline like. Where was it? Yeah, I've got the 12-point nuts that go on the base of the T140 Exhibit B, a T140. So the 12-point nuts, so you've got limited movement. They're easy to get on. I'm going to make myself a wrench with a socket welded to it, so I can use my torque wrench. A lot of people look at a torque wrench, add the thing at the end, try and work out the extra leverage, and then calculate what needs to happen. If you rotate the thing round to 90 degrees, you can use the torque wrench as normal. It's levers, it's physics, it's quite obvious really. But a lot of people go to a lot of fancy stuff trying to calculate. All you've got to do is rotate it around. Anyway, so we'll get that on. I've got to anneal the head gasket. What else am I doing? Yeah, I think that's it. That's going to be it for now. Have a great weekend.